Hey, we're going to talk about the peril of thinking that tomorrow's agriculture is going to be just like or even closely resemble yesterday's agriculture. I just got home last night from a couple days at a conference. I always enjoy sitting in on other sessions when I'm at a conference, a lot of bright minds, a lot of industry leaders. And this panel reinforced something I've been seeing for a long time. It's the vertical knowledge concept that Daryl Bricker talks about in one of my past episodes of the Business of Agriculture. Vertical knowledge means you know something so well because you've always known it and it's always been. At least that's what we think. And when it comes to agriculture, I'm not talking about tomorrow's agriculture being vastly different due to technological change. We know that. Crop production strategies, practices, products, we know that's going to change. The tools that we use, we know that's going to change. I'm talking about the marketplace and how the peril of believing that tomorrow's marketplace is going to be just like or even closely resemble yesterday's marketplace is just foolish. On this panel are a lot of marketing types, grain industry types, and, bright minds, successful guys, but they kept going down the same road of China, China, China. And if China comes on, I don't know what you're not seeing. I think that some of these people sit and look at grain charts on a computer for so much they proverbially can't see the forest for the frickin' trees. China is the abusive, cheating spouse that's been setting the table to leave our home for years, and somehow we still just keep saying, oh, our marriage is fine. What the fuck are you not seeing? China is setting up Brazil and other developing countries to be the supplier for them so that they will not be dependent on or even a customer of American agriculture. It's pretty evident to most of us, and yet we go to these conferences and talk about China, China, China. If we can just get China back on board to buy some more soybeans, they're not going to be doing this a few years from now. Trust me. Then we talk about the other global factors. Well, and if we can just go ahead and create some demand, where are we going to create this demand from? We are completely oversupplied, arguably, on all of the major commodities globally. And so the idea we're going to create demand if we have a little bit lower prices, where are we going to go with it? We're going to make corn so cheap that consumers buy it and sprinkle it in their yard? We've already got an oversupply situation, and that's why our prices are where they are. Then when we're talking about global markets, the subject of Brazil comes up. Brazil is adding a few percent of acres every year. They could add 90 million more acres of cropland, not even touching the rainforest. That's just pasture land and productive soils, maybe not so much like the United States, but still it could work. And so this idea that somehow we're going to need the number of acres that we need in the United States, or that we've had tomorrow, is probably just not going to be a reality. One of the presenters said, things being where they are, we might only need 175 million acres of corn and soy, down from 178. Well, let me just tell you, I can make the case that 5 years from now, we're only going to need about 120 million instead of 180 million, like a 1/3 decrease. Why? Because productive capacity is amazing. We increased corn yields by 7% year over year, 2024 over 2023. Our soybean yields year over year go up at about a 2% gain. Consumption, demand, is not going up by 2 nor 7% globally for the rest of our lives or even for the next 10 years. Population decline is going to begin very soon. China's population is already dropping. Demand is probably going to drop along with it. Productive capacity keeps going up. Demand is going to stagnate and then probably ultimately go down. So I could make the case that we're way overacred and we're way oversupplied probably indefinitely, barring any kind of long-term terrible thing like a global war, something like that. So my point to you is, if you are in agriculture, well, I'm out here on my morning hike, but out here in Arizona after getting home last night, I'm thinking there's a real peril to thinking that tomorrow's agriculture resembles or is even just like yesterday's agriculture. And I'm talking about the marketplace. It is not going to be. I wish us well. I think we're going to be fine. There's going to be a lot of things that change. Tomorrow's agriculture does not look like today's, and I'm talking about the marketplace for all the reasons I've already pointed out, as well as the production and the demand situation. Damian Mason coming at you, the Business of Agriculture, from my morning hike here in lovely Arizona. Make it a great day.